The stadium in full voice. The stage is set. Now one more important element remains. As per usual, the All Blacks have the last say before the kick-off. John Eales, what are you feeling? Your final thoughts before the kick-off?
Well, your final thoughts, there's plenty of passion out there on both sides, but for mine, it's a team that can channel that passion with execution.
Our forwards bashed them up in Brisbane and we won that game. Tonight we need to bash them. Look out, Radeki Samo, Daniel Vickman, bring it on.
We are looking forward to a physical encounter. We do not want to be playing catch-up rugby against the All Blacks. Look at the eyes. Quade Cooper, stand by now for the kick-off.
And good evening across Australia on Channel 9's Wide World of Sport to Eden Park in Auckland. In the next couple of hours, we'll know which team will play France at the same venue at the same time to determine the World Cup champion. A magnificent venue. The rain was evident last night for the French-Welsh game is not there now. And so we wait for the Australians to come out of the huddle. They'll defend right of screen. Left-hand side of screen, the All Blacks, with an imposing record. They've played at Eden Park on 78 occasions against teams from across the globe, and they've won on 66 of those occasions. So Australia will send the ball to the All Blacks. They'll have first use of the football for the semi-final of the World Cup, for the right to play France. And in about 85 and a half minutes from now, we'll know exactly where we're headed next week. As I said earlier, you wouldn't want to be an All Black if beaten by the Wallabies tomorrow in Auckland or anywhere in New Zealand. The referee about to signal time on. Craig Joubert from South Africa. And we'll get the obligatory countdown. 66,000 people here. Quade Cooper. The ball is in flight. Going wholly close to the touchline. A diabolical start for Australia. It's out on the full. Strummed the pack down on halfway. As I welcome Andrew Slack in commentary, 25 years ago, a youthful captain of Australia, a much older and wiser man tonight. Good evening.
Throw that straight out of your mind, Quade Cooper. Tonight, the big occasions in sport are won by timing and talent. Lots of talent in both sides here. They've lost a bit. The All Blacks have lost Carter. Australia's lost Kurtley Beale. Timing, who brings their best game to the time it matters most? We'll find that out.
Perry Weepu, of course, led the haka and feeds the scrum now. You can hear the referee in the background. They engage now. It'll come back the All Blacks way, and it does. Picked up by the lock forward. Then the kick comes straight away from Weepu. Back inside the 22-metre area, and it will just about find touch at the hands of Quade Cooper. I don't think he touched it. The touch judge agrees.
That's a fantastic start by the All Blacks. Really good touches there from Perry Weepu. The initial pressure which Australia's going to have to absorb. First chance for them to execute properly.
Now it's won by the Australian captain. He brings it down. It comes back away. Oh, they're going to throw the ball in front of their own goalpost. The ball back away now to Pocock. They're put down about 7 metres out. The ball will come back Australia's way. It's a long pass back to James O'Connor. He kicks from deep inside the in-goal area. That's a magnificent touch finder. They'll take the quick throw. 2 metres inside Australian territory as the ball comes back to the fullback. Straight through them he goes now, the number 15. And it's Dag as he's put down on the tackle inside the 20. They said again, Weepu. Away on the outside it comes McCaw, the captain. They spin it wide. Away to the standoff now, the fly half. Then the ball goes on the outside of Nonu. He's through the tackle, Nonu. He's about 16 metres out when he's put down 6 metres in from touch. Far side of the field. Oh, they've started on fire, the All Blacks. They go blindside, but the tackle is effective and they're brought down now. The All Blacks there. And there's the chant going in the background. Almost beyond belief, the support for the local team. Nonu, he went to half. The way on the outside it comes now to number 10. And they're put down in centre field as it came through the hands of Cruden. The ball goes away on the outside. Into touch it goes. The outstretched hand of the number 14, Corey Jane, couldn't pick it up. What a start. What a start it is here, George Gregan.
A wonderful start by the All Blacks. Just a mistimed pass at the end, but the very, very good attacking shape, asking lots of questions of the Australians in defence, and they came up with the right answers. But a really very impressive fast start by the All Blacks.
The big moments for Australia last week against South Africa with a line out. We need to fix it.
And we fixed the first one as the ball comes back with Vickerman. Vickerman went high. He brings it down inside his own 22. Waiting for it, Genia. He's about to palm the ball off and he's putting it into the box. Straight up and there it goes. Coming down about the 40-metre mark inside the territory. Magnificently taken by Corey Jane.
There, goal 7!
He leapt high. The 7 called out of it, the goal 7, as the ball comes away on the outside now. Cruden with it. Step 1, back on the inside as it came to the wing 3/4. Kahui's put down in centre field, inside the 40. It's been all the All Blacks now, but the fullback Dag away on the outside to go to Corey Jane. He kicks back on the inside, it'll be too big. Oh, is it carried in goal? I think it was. O'Connor picks it up, no advantage, and it will be a scrum. He carried it in goal. The scrum will go to the All Blacks 5 metres out.
Yes, and I think James O'Connor could have let that one go. I guess he was going the other way, wasn't sure what was behind him, but he had plenty of time in essence to be able to wait till it went over that try line, then put it down and get the 22. We're under pressure.
It's been a really impressive start by the All Blacks. They're really using the ball, using the full width of the field. They're playing through them and around Australia, and there's lots and lots of initial pressure that Australia's having to absorb.
You're watching Channel 9's Wide World of Sports. Fasten the seatbelts and get ready for another 75 minutes of pulsating action. As the scrum will pack down, All Black loose, All Black feed, 5 metres out from the Wallaby goal line.
Pause, engage.
Weepu. The ball comes back his way.
Wait, 9.
The big number 8 as it comes away on the outside of Corey Jane. He tried to lose it. Oh, he lost the ball. He tried to palm it away on the outside. It's come back to Australia. And they'll get it again here. 7 metres out from their own line. Bad play by the All Blacks when they had the opportunity to force the hand. It came well back to Quade Cooper. He kicks downfield now from deep inside the in-goal area and finds touch up towards the 22. In fact, 23 metres out from his own line. The line-out will form again. So it is no score on the board here. New Zealand and the All Blacks, 4.5 gone.
Under pressure territorially big time, but the Australians have done well to hold them out. They've caused pressure in the back line passing, the All Black passing, balls to the deck too often for their liking.
Mialamu sent the ball in, tied it up as it came back away to Corey Jane again, runs across field, then straightens up, but put down by some solid defence in centre field. Now they'll come it back again. It comes with Weepu away on the outside of the number 2. Mialamu, he's put down on the tackle as it comes to Weepu again. Then on the outside of the number 6, he's put down Jerome Kano. Midway between the 40 and the 22. Play on again. The advantage went the way of the All Blacks as it came out of the back of that ruck. And now they go through McCaw. McCaw drops it out the back again. 23-yard Weepu on the outside. Cruden. Then the ball has gone back away again to the fullback. Dag straight through. Dag for the line. Comes to the fullback. Throws on the inside. And that's a try. Nonu scores.
It's an incredible start by the All Blacks. They've built this pressure. They've used wonderful width in attack. They've got their ability to go through them with the pick and drive game. They've moved at 2 passes.
Israel Dagger, great attacking fullback, but you cannot miss tackles at this level. Rocky Elson coming across. They've continued to spread it wide. They've had all the ball. They make that gap a good dummy, and there's Rocky Elson missing Dag. Great support from Nonu. Nonu's a much improved player. A couple of years ago, he was out of the All Black picture. He's now one of their big stars.
Just look at the motion in attack here. There's people that decisions have to be made for the Wallaby players, and that makes it very hard. And if you come up with a miss, all of a sudden they make you pay. A very impressive start by the All Blacks. Australia needs to get their hands on the ball and get down in the All Black half and play some rugby.
Piriwepu with one of the best kicking records in the tournament so far. Came into it, there were 3 All Black halfbacks. We wondered who was going to be the main one. He has put the lock on it. He has played outstandingly, and his goal kicking has been a big part of it.
7 from 8 last week. This is the metre in from touch. He's taken it about 27 metres back. We'll have a wonderful view from the overhead camera of this conversion attempt after the try by Nonu. There it is there. Stutters. Right boot strikes it. Heads towards the uprights. It's going to shave the right-hand upright. No goal. No goal. So New Zealand lead by an unconverted try by 5-0. 5-0 the score. New Zealand over the Wallabies. But by gee, there are some defensive deficiencies for Australia.
Yeah, Quade Cooper missed that tackle as well. Almost put Dag into touch, but he just stayed in. Great support from Nonu.
It was a bad miss by Elson, as you pointed out. There's the restart coming to Corey Jane. He beats the first line again and gets a kick downfield. Now there are 2 men back there for it. The winger, he'll come up with it, James O'Connor. He's got support on the outside, but he puts up a high kick now for pouring through after the ball. The number 10 who's back at fullback, Quade Cooper, beautifully taken by Dag, and Dag flung to the ground inside his own 40-metre area. So the first time they've been up there into the field, Weepu again comes on the outside, Cruden. Then the ball again with the number 8. Flipped out the back down the touchline they go. Back inside the 40 before the tackle is effected on the far side of the field now. Kahui as the ball comes back again to Cruden. Cruden away on the outside. Now the ball comes at the back to Nonu. He kicks. They've got to turn and chase now. It'll find touch just in front of the pursuing wing 3-quarter. It does as Digby Ioane went back for it, but it's into touch, and it will be a Wallabies throw 22 metres out from their own line.
Do you reckon the All Blacks have got a game plan to toss it wide or what? They haven't stopped.
Well, that's on the back of their second man in terms of their attack. They're so quick. They're probably the best in the world in creating that fast ball, and that enables them to play through an opposition and around them. And there's lots of decisions that Australia has to make defensively.
Just a little word there for Vickerman, I think, and the captain, James Horwell. Vickerman went high, but it went back the All Blacks way. Lost line out on our throw. As the ball comes, Weepu. Straight and hard they go again. This time put down Richie McCaw. They'll send the ball back. Penalty. It's against the Australians inside the 22, and this will be 3 points for sure and certain. Player leaving his feet in that ruck.
A little bit of gamesmanship there on Pocock with a rub on the head, but they've obviously targeted that breakdown, and he's going to be a marked man after his wonderful performance last week against South Africa.
Pressure on Craig Joubert, because Bryce Lawrence, for those of the Australians wouldn't be aware of just quite the campaign against Lawrence since the match against South Africa, and Pocock was the centre of it. Early on, Craig Joubert was talking to Pocock at the breakdown. He talked to him once, second time was enough, penalty.
It was a bad loss in the line-out we saw on replay through Rocky Elson, who was out-jumped on the Australian throw. But here's Piri Weepu, who kicked 7 from 8 last week. And is about to move into it now. By his standards, it'll be 3 points. And they'll skip away to lead by 8-0. Takes a bit longer over this one than the conversion. Right boot strikes it, looking okay. It's going to hit the upright and back into the field of play. And it's palmed back by Whoopi, the kicker of the goal that failed, and it's on the ground now, 38 metres out. That is a big let-off for Australia.
You don't win games without a bit of luck, and that's our first bet.
Here's the ball, Nonu again. Nonu comes straight through the tackle of the number 8. Then he goes forward before James, or rather the centre 3-quarter got to him. Now that's McCabe as the ball comes to McCaw again. He's put down. The captain, he's about 30 metres out from the Wallaby goal line as the ball is again picked up by Corey Jane. Then it comes on the outside to the number 10, Cruden, hit in a solid tackle there by Kepu and sent backwards. Again, the ball comes back away to Nonu in centre field. He's hit one of the defensive more. The hook is standing out a little wider. Called offside, one of the Australians, and again Mialamu goes and he's put down on the tackle, but he works inside the 40.
Kev Mialamu's footwork into contact is fantastic. He beats the first defender every time. He's got such great body height. Very difficult around those edges of the ruck.
Nonu, right at Cruden with a step straight through. He'll be hard to stop. He steps inside the cover, but he gets the ball down and they'll return the favour now. Coming across, Genia took enough speed off him and again the penalty.
Get on your feet.
They're gifting them some points here.
Hold on your feet. One knee on the ground.
You can hear the South African referee, Joubert, talk about one knee on the ground, player leaving their feet again, and that's the second successive penalty. But they've had no field position, they've had no ball, Australia, and the game's been going for almost 12 minutes. They're down 5-0.
So they're able to throw it wide, and you've got three quarters or fly halves like Cruden up again against Ben Alexander. As George mentioned, the Mialamu step started it all, but then they spread wide, and you find the Cruden up against a loose head prop out wide. What chance has he got? None. There he is, tight head prop. Sorry, Alexander. Outside goes Cruden. Only Will Genia saves it.
It's been a really good start, a really composed start by Cruden, and it's on the back of some fast and quality ball by the All Blacks that they're presenting them at the forward play and through the backs. He's getting the ball in space and with really good people around him.
Great problem for Australia is that it's come from three basic errors. The kick-off to start the match, a line-out loss and penalties in the 22.
The only thing I'd say after 12 minutes, Australia could be behind by another 10 or 12 points effectively, because they've had no possession and they will trail, we think, again without preempting the kick by 8-0, but this one's a little bit more difficult. Back on the junction of the 15-metre line of the 22-metre line. Tension for one of the Australians in back play. He moves into it. Right boot strikes it. This one's looking a lot better. It's straight between the uprights. The score is 8-0. 8-0. The All Blacks over the Wallabies. And the Wallabies, like the boy with the wheelbarrow, the job's in front of them.
Indeed, but they've done it before. I mean, in the ideal world, Australia needed to kick ahead, but 8 points is not a lot. It's early days. This is their chance to get in All Black territory and stay there. They must remain composed.
Restart again for Australia. Goes deep inside the 22, and gee, this winger on the right side, Corey James, had a lot of work. If McCaw takes the ball, solid defence there. Put him down. Very solid tackle from the number 12, Pat McCabe, who of course succumbed to that shoulder injury last week. The ball goes down to O'Connor. He's going to take it right on the touchline. James O'Connor looks like Justin Bieber. Got the ball back on the inside now. Came back away to the wing three-quarter through 1-2. Still going. Ioane's just about there. Can he get it down? No. He's 2 metres short of the line. The two wingers combine. The ball comes out the back. Genia has it now. He's put down on the tackle. He's 6 metres away from the goal line. Australia again. They go to the right. Cooper away on the outside, straight through, back on the inside. Can they score? No, they go without the ball. And Australia will now have to consolidate 5 or 6 metres out from the line as it was thrown back by Samo. Again, the ball comes from Genia away on the outside. Put down now Pocock. They'll set it again from the same 6 metre mark. Australia with a great chance, down by 8-0. A break by the wing three-quarter O'Connor, who got it back away to Digby Ioane, who went horribly close to scoring the try. Again, Australia settle it down. He's calling players offside. McCaw in particular, there's a penalty to Australia.
I've been really happy with Craig Joubert's interpretation at the breakdown. First time he's communicating really well with the players. He's very clear. He said 7 black, no hands, didn't adhere to what he was saying. Penalty. Here's a chance for Australia to come back. Really great first touch by Ioane.
Yeah, and that's what Australia can do. I mean, their counter-attack is second to none. The O'Connors and the Ioanes of this world do exactly what they did there. So strong, Ioane. I mean, he is such a breaker of the advantage line. He comes from nowhere. He's just got strength, as you can see there, through Dag. And Australian forwards just a bit late to him to get that push, that last metre or two. But outstanding play from those two.
This young kid kicking this goal, he looks like Justin Bieber. He'd never get a spot in underbelly. But he's tougher than Rocky Balboa, this kid. I've watched him through the tournament. For his size and his weight, he breaks tackles. He has this unbelievable, uncanny knack of making bigger men look very ordinary through pace and power.
He's a small guy, but he's got a big heart, and he plays bigger the bigger the game is. And that's what we'll see tonight. And it'll be just great for him and obviously for Australia that he kicks this over and gains some confidence. We get some play for the first time we venture into the All Blacks 22.
Well, this will be short odds to go over from inside the 22 and beside the post. There's the overhead camera giving you a wonderful view of the kick again. The right boot strikes it, leather perfect, straight between the uprights, 8-3. 8-3 the score, the penalty goal goes to Australia, so they get back within 5 of the All Blacks, and they faced an absolute torrent from the All Blacks in those opening 12 or 13 minutes or so. And so now we come back again to the centre of the halfway line, and this time it will be the Australians' turn to receive the ball from Weepu. Hall goes, rather I should say Vickerman goes high, supported by Hall. And Australia should get this back and try and settle it down. Genia just waits, and he's going to put it up the top again, and they'll pull through, but he's done a pretty good job this winger. He's done another good job again, Corey James. Been very safe under the high ball and been very much involved. The ball comes back away to Gag, and he'll put it to the sky as well. Oh, there's a knock on by Craig Cooper. Dear, oh dear. I know that John Eel said before the game they might wait until half-time. In any case, we'll wait and see. The All Blacks over Australia by 8 points to 3. Live we are on Channel 9's Wide World of Sports with the scrum to pack down after the mistake by Quade Cooper.
Crouch.
Inside the 40.
Touch.
Pause. The Australian 40.
Engage.
I don't want to go too early, but there's a penalty against Australia.
Collapsing.
And here's another goal-scoring opportunity for Weepu from about 39 metres out and almost directly in front. Well, I'll get a comment here from both of you, George Gregan, Andrew Slack. Look, I know that he had a terrible game last week, but based on the first 18 minutes of the game, I've seen no available evidence that he's improved much in the space of that week.
The start of the game was so important for Quade Cooper. Obviously, the first kick he kicks out on the full, and then he's just dropped his first high ball, which has gone his way, and he'll be receiving a lot more of those. And again, at set-piece time, it's important that we start well.
Well, we're about to see what he's made of, aren't we? You know, he had a shocker last week. He's had a very ordinary opening quarter to this. This is what will make Quade Cooper or potentially break him. He's got to come back from a poor start.
Now, Weepu for the All Blacks to give them that cushion again of 8 points. At the moment it's 8-3. We're coming up at the halfway mark in the first half. Weepu being attended to by one of the Australian medical staff. Study and concentration. Here he is again. The shot will show you where it's headed. Oh, it's a kick that's probably going to shave the upright again, and it does. So he hasn't quite got his kicking boots on either after kicking prodigiously last week. 8-3 the score remains. The All Blacks over the Wallabies.
James Slipper on the sideline looking like a replacement in the scrum.
1 from 3 tonight from the All Black kicker. As there's Corey Jane taking the restart from the 22 quite well, just inside the Australian half and about 12 metres in from touch on this broadcast side of the field. Again, Cruden looks for support and gets the ball away on the outside of the number 8 who takes the tackle, Kieran Reid. Again, Weepu will send it back away to Cruden, looks for Nonu, but then puts a little kick in, attacking the football at pace, the Australians. And now the ball comes back. And Australia will settle it down and bring it back here in their own half. Pushing and shoving just to get, it's uncontested really. The All Blacks stand there at a defensive line. Genia just waits, and then one of them contests it, and then Genia's going to put up the high ball. It'll come down about 10 metres in advance of where, and it's beautifully taken by the All Blacks through the number 8 again, Kieran Reid. Magnificent take under pressure. They're going to try and put the ball to boot, and going back for James O'Connor. He's in a foot race now and will take the ball and carry it into touch just in front of the number 14, Corey James.
It's a tactic which the All Blacks are using in terms of putting him behind and isolating. They know Quade Cooper's at fullback, so they can get to him, bury him in a tackle, and there's no one to control at the back. So it's very clever from the All Blacks, and Australia have got to find a way to get around this particular tactic.
Kepu now replaced by James Slipper. Their execution, though, is so good. I mean, they getting to that line, and every pass, every kick now is just pinpoint.
So that change comes through injury after 20 minutes and 44 seconds of the first half in the World Cup semi-final, where the All Blacks lead by 8-3. They go blindside as it comes to Mialamu. He's put down on the tackle. They'll send the ball from Wipu. Cruden again. The pass goes out wide, cutting out three players. Nonu on the run around. A quick hands away from Dag. It comes on the outside, Kahui. He's almost through the tackle, but brought down within about 10 metres off that goal line. They'll get it back again. The All Blacks on a surge. Cruden standing a little flatter now as the ball comes back away and put down on the tackle, the number 6, Kano. In centre field, they can go either way. They go to the left as it comes to Dag. Oh, rushing up over the line there, the number 13. But the ball has come back for the All Blacks again. Faenga, who's playing on the right-hand side of the field. We've got an Australian down in back play in the meantime. It's the number 4, Daniel Vickerman. So we're down to 14 at the moment, and they'll set it again as the All Blacks bring it forward through Owen Franks. Back to Wipu. Attempted field goal from Cruden from about 35 metres out. He likes it because he's heading back upfield. It's a field goal. 3 points. The drop goal successful, and he liked it a long time before it crossed the uprights, crossed the crossbar. He was heading downfield. Cruden.
So professional in terms of coming down this end of the field and coming away with points. They've asked a lot of questions with the attack, ball in hand. That'll be a real calming of the nerves to Cruden in terms of knocking over the 3 points and going back to start again.
This is trouble for Australia as we see Brad Thorne, the All Black lock. Dan Vickerman is replaced by Rob Simmons. John Eales mentioned before the game the decision to play Simmons on the bench ahead of the very experienced Nathan Sharp. Saw Vickerman there, obviously blood, so you can imagine he'll return.
So Australia once again restart. Down 11-3 after almost 23 minutes of the semi-final. Laid back by Brad Thorne. Wipu with a high kick. Little pressure here. Genia goes high. It was claimed by one of the All Blacks out of the hands of the Australians, so they'll set this down and Wipu will get it back again.
Cadets, no one can roll away from a kick.
Referee said scrum feed.
Look, twice Australia has kicked and twice the New Zealand defenders have interfered.
The score repeating. New Zealand scrum feed goes away through the centre field. They go and put down the tackle now. Nonu's put down on the tackle inside his own half after the scrum was won by the All Blacks, and now Cruden will get the ball and put the high ball up. Coming down on the far side of the field, they're pouring through, but the pressure is on Quade Cooper. This time he comes up with it quite well, virtually playing on the right wing. Genia return behind him and now goes on a probing run downfield before he's collared and put down. It'll come back again for the Australians. Number 8 there, Radiki Samo. And now the ball comes back again. Ooh, thrown back to a player not really in a position to improve where Australia were. Just a little disorganised. About 11 short of halfway. Penalty to Australia.
Quade Cooper did very well there. High ball and Kahui put him on his back and almost, I reckon there's a hint of a spear tackler now. We saw what happened last night with that. But he then got it back, and Genia, as he always does, back in support quickly. Back on the attack. So good play from Cooper. I hope that's the first sign of a bit of a revitalisation in his game. Here is that tackle by Kahui. Gets him off the ground as well. I reckon that's a penalty. He did pull out of Kahui, in fairness. Great play by Cooper.
They're really getting to him at the back there. He's sort of isolated and they're getting to him with those kicks. But here's a chance for Australia to put some pressure on this All Black team with some nice attack. As
the ball comes back, Faenga. He's put down in centre field. Genia again. The ball away on the outside to Moore. Lurking out, threw it back quickly. Genia comes blindside. Little kick there for the wing 3/4. The ball's heading towards touch. Now it's picked up by Dag in one motion. He took it magnificently and sent the ball back downfield, where it's taken by Cooper, who's back at fullback again. Cooper goes downfield. Little chip over the top, which is an absolute shocker. It's taken by the All Blacks. They streak away through the hooker. He's downfield, Mialamu, and now the ball comes back again. Away on the outside. Gee whiz. As it comes to the All Blacks, Thorne, Nonu comes at the defence, and eventually he's put down, still outside the Australian 22 and about 10 metres in from touch on the far side of the field. No, Australia get it back. Good work by Moore. Genia sent the ball back to Quade Cooper. This time he kicks it downfield and into touch on the full from outside the 22. Well, gentlemen, it might be decision time. Derek Barnes, send out the rescue boat.
Yeah, it's continued. I mean, you just can't find an excuse. A poor chip. He looked up as he played the kick there. No one in front of him, had plenty of time. You could look for excuses, but you're looking a long time.
Well, it was shades of last week with that little chip that fell straight into the arms of Mialamu. And there's another player being attended to, Pat McCabe. I hope it's not his shoulder again.
Australia's got to use this moment just to regather themselves, get some composure, have a little bit of a chat in their little subgroups and say, hang on, we've been put under a lot of pressure. We're 8 points behind. We actually haven't played any rugby down in their half. That's going to be so important, and Quade's just got to concentrate on his next few touches being very, very good. It's funny, under pressure, executing your basics is probably the best way to get your confidence. He hasn't done that of the last few touches.
In the break, Phil Blake, the Australia's defensive coach, has been out there talking long and hard to Quade Cooper. Quade almost looks as if he's had a bit of something wrong with his leg, but now he's fine. But yeah, he needs some comfort. Something's going to happen shortly, or I think the hook may come out. Well,
it was noticeable that both trainers went out and spoke to him about, I'd say, a message from the coach. He just is not handling the pressure at the moment. He's been under tremendous pressure. And one may have thought he would have bounced back after the pressure he got from the wing three-quarter on the far side of the field, Kahui, but it was almost immediately that he compounded again on two separate occasions.
Yeah, well, we just saw that kick, and it's a simple matter. It's the golf swing. He's looking up before he's got to the ball, and he did it last week. He's just got to address that. It's a simple technique matter.
Well, Australia's still very much in the match and the semi-final, down 11-3. It's a line that is won by the All Blacks. Weepu will give it away on the outside of Cruden. Cruden turns the ball back on the inside. Kahui is put down on the tackle. The winger from the left side came into centre field, but they'll settle it down again. Weepu again. The pass comes on the outside. And they're again put down in that tackle. The number 8 got there that time. And again, the All Blacks surging forward. Weepu's got about 3 options. He decides to take the one on the left-hand side, and they quickly send it through the hands now, and it's come on the outside again to Dag. Dag's got them mesmerised. He's eventually put down Dag, but he got to the 22. Had Kahui his outside. Now it's back to Cruden again. Oh, a knock on by the front rower, Tony Woodcock. So as a result, the referee plays the advantage. So it'll stay with Australia. But now, as he says, knock on, so he'll rule the knock on. No advantage to Australia. And the All Blacks lead Australia by 11-3. Back live across Australia. This is the scrum that was packing down after the mistake by the front row from New Zealand, Tony Woodcock. And you can see that he'll repack the scrum. The referee, Craig Joubert. I can't get used to calling touch judges assistant referees. Nigel Owens and Romain Hoyt from France.
I wouldn't worry about a race. Stick with touch judges.
Thanks, mate.
Incredible atmosphere with the All Blacks getting right behind them at scrum time. It's really important that Australia clears this ball with a good, solid set piece.
Genya, penalty this time. Penalty against the All Blacks to Australia, and they need it. They need to find territory downfield. From the penalty, they'll have the throw. The head and shoulders below the hip, and there is Quade Cooper with a touch finder inside the All Blacks half. This is strange territory. Bar the break by James O'Connor, supported by the wing three-quarter Digby Ioane. They haven't been down that end.
No, they haven't. And that, hopefully, that was the best kick best time Cooper's put his foot on the ball for about, a week, I reckon. So hopefully that will give him some confidence. In a good position now, Australia.
And they win the line out to Cooper, away on the outside, and put down on the tackle the number 12. Pat McCabe, back with Genya again. He's going to put a stab kick through. Now it's gone into the legs of Kahui, who played at it. And so this will be an Australian throw. And this is in a good attacking position inside the 22.
Australia have played no footy apart from Diggy Ioane's one run. And they're down here. There's only 8 points in it. One try, and they're back in the game big time.
That's a really nice option there by Will Genia. He saw the space in behind, a really committed kick, and there's a little mistake. It's a really great opportunity for Australia to mount some attack and create a lot of pressure on this All Black team for probably the first time in the match.
Coming up to the 30-minute mark now. It goes deep, plucked out of the air by the Australians as they send it back away to the captain. He's put down in the tackle now, Horwell. Nice pace to attack from as it comes on the outside. Cooper put down on the tackle, the number 13 now. Anthony Faenga back again to Genya. Genya, just a little confusion there. It comes to Pocock. Pocock goes. He's put down about 10 metres out. Genya there again. This is wonderful opportunity for Australia, and there's a player there that's on the wrong side of the ruck, but the referee says play on as it comes back away to Moore. Moore goes straight into them and put down again about 8 metres out. This will be Australian ball again for Genya. Then it comes away on the outside. Put down the number 17, James Slipper. On, of course, for Kepu. Now again Genya, back to Pocock. Pocock goes straight and hard, so yet another phase for Australia. No panic here. Cooper standing back on the 22 or just beyond it now, looking for the long pass. No, short one comes away to the number 8. He's put down on the tackle now, Radiki Samo. Again Genya. Genya will go for a little dart. Short pass to Moore, almost forward but not quite. The Australians again settle it down as they edge towards the 5 metre mark. Slipper comes into assist. Radiki Samo there, just off centre field. Again, the Australians take it from the base of that ruck. Genya, they're lined out. O'Connor's on this left-hand side of the field with Quade Cooper and Anthony Faenga. And the wing three-quarter Digby Ioane. So the Australians wait and wait and wait. They go themselves again this time. Put down again. Genya will be there again. The Australians edging forward. A great attacking platform here. Phase after phase after phase. And again they take through Pocock, I think you'll find. He's put down just outside the 5, but again Australia control the football. The All Blacks not contesting it. Standing in a straight line at the feet of the last person that is just loitering in that ruck area. Genya again. The pass comes away on the outside, and again the Australians go towards the 5 metre line. Genya, long one back. Quade Cooper, field goal. Is this the confidence he needs? Yes, he kicked it. 11-6 now. The All Blacks over the Wallabies. Maybe that's the resurgence of Quade Cooper.
That was outstanding patience from Cooper and the whole Australian team. He stuck himself back in that pocket for about 7 or 8 phases. He kept directing. We can't hear him talking. When the time was right, he called to Will Genya, bang, right over the back. Black dot, which isn't there. It's all white, but it's in the middle. You still get 3.
Really good team effort there. They've worked really well, working hard off Will Genya, working hard as a unit in the forward pack. And that was great decision and good execution by Quade Cooper.
And good field position as the ball goes back to, plucked out of the air again. And Australia in possession, beautifully done. And there's the kick again from Genya, straight over the top of the heads of the forwards and coming down for Corey Jane, and he hasn't made one blue so far. A magnificent take. 9 metres short of halfway. Now the ball from Wipu. The kick from Dag, and he puts it high in the air. It's going to come down. O'Connor's going to attack it and just overrun the ball, but fortuitously it bounced up for the captain. Or in fact, I should say the captain was there. It was Horwell as the ball comes to Genya. Dummy thrown. Now he goes straight through. He looks for support. There's none there, but he got the pass away when he wasn't held. Back on the inside they come again. Quade Cooper with magic skills. Got the pass to Genya. Genya again. The ball comes away on the outside. Straight and hard Rocky Elson before he's put down on the tackle. The ball's back for Australia. Genya again. He drifts across field. Nonu got to him. The Australians need to get back to supporting. The ball's on the deck. Play on, he says. No, I think it's going to come back the All Black way. And a penalty. A penalty to the All Blacks.
That's fantastic defence. Good attack. Some nice touches there from Quade Cooper, but that was an incredible counter ruck by the All Blacks. They were patient, waited for the opportunity, and they arrived with numbers.
Yeah, Marnonu, great tackle on Genya when Australia were really threatening. Again, that impatience. Okay, the ball had been lost, but just rearrange your defensive line. But patience was lost. They went in the side, hands in the ruck, penalty.
And here's Piri Wipu from his side of halfway. He puts the ball into touch after the penalty, 40 metres out from the Wallabies line. Just a little speech here from the skipper.
And David Pocock with blood. Something we don't need, or is it Pat McCabe? No, it's Pat McCabe with plenty of blood.
Yeah, plenty of clarity. Had a problem last week as well. Hasn't had time to recover, and he's off, and the number 21 comes on for Australia, Berrick Barnes. Well, they'll miss his defensive capabilities, but it's not such a bad idea to get the attacking capabilities of Berrick Barnes into the fray. That wasn't straight. straight. But anyway, play on as it comes back to Cruden. Then to big Brad Thorne. He's put down in the tackle now by the Australians. And again, Wupu will come blindside to Dag as it came to Corey Jane. Oh, that's been knocked down by Digby Ione. He got the ball back on the inside and they threw the ball back to Moore. The Australians throw it wide again. It comes back to Quade Cooper. Cooper's going to dance through 1-2, but he's called it back. He was into touch. The touch judge had put the flag in the air, the assistant referee, 23 metres out from the Australian line. Oh, I would have loved to have seen play continue, but unfortunately someone put a foot into touch.
Well, Israel Dag's first few touches in this match, or a number of touches, have been first class. It's like he's got spiders on him. Every time he touches it, he's got fantastic footwork and throws some beautiful passes, and there's some good decision-making made by their back three.
One of the Australians ballet dancing along the touchline, put a foot out, and here's the ball lost by the All Blacks. It'll come back to the Australians, and the kick, oh, it's been charged down. The ball will come back to the Australians again, and Quade Cooper's going to have to try and kick the ball from almost on his goal line, and he does. It's going into touch, but they'll throw the quick line out. They do. It comes to Dag now from Kahui. Dag's going to put up the high kick, but not his best performance. It's coming down just about on the 40. Oh, the Australians offside. It's been touched by Horwell in an attempt to get it, and it's gone straight back to the number 15, Adam Ashley Cooper, in front of him. He tried to drag his hands away from it.
Gee, I'm not sure that doesn't come under the heading accidental offside and a potential scrum, but just James Horwell seemed to get lost there as the ball was in the air. Maybe there was a call from somewhere else, but he just stuck a hand out, and it was a bad kick, and I thought, gee, Australia have got out of this, but here it is, and just, yeah, half-hearted. And Ashley Cooper just hit him as opposed to him taking it.
Didn't commit himself to it. Didn't commit himself to it. And there's Dag giving the captain a little slap around the chops. The kick at goal will come now from 41 metres out. Now, this is not a fait accompli. He hasn't been kicking magnificently well, Piri Wipu. 11-6 they lead, and that doesn't really indicate the difference between the two sides. I imagine the All Black coach would be not all that happy with a 5-point lead. He'd be a little happy with an 8-point lead. He kicks it. This one's looking a little better, tracking towards the uprights and straight between them. So they do lead by 14 points to 6 now. 14-6 after the penalty goal. The All Blacks over the Wallabies. You're watching the Rugby World Cup on the home of the best sport in the world, Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Again, came from a little bit of conservative play that. Anthony Faenga had some support outside him with no defence, and his kick was charged down.
14-6 the scoreline as we enter the last 2.5 minutes of the first half here at Eden Park. And it's still anyone's ball game because Australia has played particularly poorly and is still in the game. Here's the kick. Downfield. Again, he went to take it, but it's plucked out of the air. Again by the number 14. Geez, had a game, this winger. And they'll bring the ball back now through Corey Jane. 9 short of halfway. Back to Cruden. He kicks from outside the 22. It's going down the touchline. This is very, very good, this kick. Rushing back for it, the wing three-quarter to bring it back now. And they'll get it back to Cooper. There's the booze, the obligatory booze. He's put in a high kick, and that is a very good touch finder. Very good under pressure as it came back from Digby Ioane to Quade Cooper. And with the booze chorusing in the background, what about the performance of this winger in the first half, Corey Jane?
I don't know how many wingers are one man of the match in the World Cup semi, but he's putting his hand up, isn't he?
Is he ever? Every time the ball's come his way, he's just absolutely swallowed it. We're back on the inside as the ball came out of the line out. Well, there's a little knock on there, I thought, as the ball was dropped out the back and then gathered in again by Wipu. Anyway, they have the ball now and back again to Lamu as he rolls the ball back for Wipu. The Australians come over this side because they saw Dag hitting there, and Digby Ioane moved up very quickly. Corey James on the outside. He's almost certainly going to be bundled into touch. No, he left the ball out the back. Moore missed him as he came over the top. Weepu again. Cruden. They're going to give it some with Pearce. It came to Thorne. Thorne tried to muscle his way over the top of the defence, but he can't. He's put down by Pocock. They go the other side again. Cruden, little kick. It's into the ground. It's going to be picked up by the Wallabies. Back away again. Adam Ashley Cooper with a right boot to it. It's going back inside the 22. They hair after it now. The ball's there. It's left. Oh, he's knocked it on. Adam Ashley. No, he saw a first knock on.
Yeah,
that's a double knock on.
All Black knocked it on. But what great play from Berwick Barnes, the Australian coaching box there. David Nuciforus, Robbie Deans and Jimmy Williams. But great work in traffic there by Berwick Barnes. Got Australia out of trouble.
So, as a result, we'll have a scrum packing down, but there's a player injured on the far side of the field, and All Black player is down, so the referee signals time off with about 15 seconds to go until half-time. So one last attacking opportunity for the Australians. It's in fact the number 1 Tony Woodcock, as you can see on camera now. It's a hand or finger injury. I hope it's not one of those dislocated ones they pull back out.
We won't watch, Ray.
No, it always hurts watching more than perhaps you think it does.
If you look at just how we've played and you look at the scoreboard, you think, you beauty, because we've not brought our best game to this first 40 minutes, and we're well in the game. Every time we've got down into the All Black 22, we've just threatened. So we just need to get more ball, no mistakes, get rid of those basic errors. Hopefully Quade's starting to find his mojo.
Let's hope so.
Touch!
Anyway, we'll gain you the work this scrum inside the 22, 5 in from touch. Now, they'll, as a player, surely offside. It's picked up by O'Connor in any case, and they'll bring it back. Genu again looks to see which way he'll go. He'll come this side, and it comes away to the skipper. He's put down almost immediately. James Orwell. Genu again, but the referee has called the scrum, but it won't be packed because it's half-time. Just a little toing and throwing as the players will come from the field.
Right, half-time, keep moving, half-time, keep moving.
And there's still a little bit of stuff happening on the field at the moment. But now the referee finally says to the 4 and the 5, off you go, and they do exactly that. Well, I agree wholeheartedly with Andrew Slack here at half-time. It's 14 points to 6 at the moment. The All Blacks over the Wallabies, but it could be a far greater margin based on how the Wallabies have played. Coming up in the halftime break, Wallaby legends George Gregan, John Eales put the first half into perspective. That's next on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Back live at Eden Park. Welcome back, Australia. And can the Wallabies do it? 40 minutes between them and an appointment at the same time next Sunday night with France. The same applies to New Zealand. The All Blacks, they're in front by that 8-point margin, but I think we all agree, based on the performance of the first half, they should have a much more sizable lead, the home team over the visitors. But they don't, which gives Australia a chance. And now Weepu will restart play. As referee Joubert signals time on. It's a deep one. Guinea is going to take it here and send the ball back to Quade Cooper. Let's see how he goes with a settler. And sends the ball downfield. No harm done. Good kick. So he starts the second half much better than he started the first. By the way, TomWaterhouse.com. You interested in backing the second half winner? New Zealand $1.65. Tom, I'll have a bit of the $2.22 Australia. Thank you. As the line out forms now. Mialamu just inside the Australian half. A much better start for Australia after the deep kick-off from Weepu. And the Australians go high, but the ball's been won by New Zealand off their throw. Hockey Elson called by Genya to defend on the open side of the maul. They've got the ball. Mialamu's at the back of that maul and carts the ball forward now. Now he'll go to ground and roll out the back after the ruck. And there's the kick almost immediately by Weepu. Young O'Connor's going to go high and he'll take it. Oh, he's as tough as teak and takes the ball and takes the tackle. And hopefully it'll come back his way as well. Perfection by the young wing three-quarter. Now it comes Cooper, way on the outside. By the way, McCabe's back out there again and takes that tackle. He needs some help. Cooper gets there. He's off his feet and he's going to be penalised He's going to be penalised. That's a shocking start for Australia. It's about 30 metres out straight in front.
Australia just a little bit slow on their second man into contact, and New Zealand beat us to the punch. We just can't afford to have that, the Australian team, and New Zealand will come away with some more points. Not a great start. I like the ambition in terms of moving it a couple of passes. You must have your second man supporting you very quickly.
Yeah, I like the ambition too, George, but we see Digby Ioane there. He needed to pass the ball. There was one defender and two Australian attackers. If the kick had to happen, do it out wider. Pat McCabe didn't need to come back inside there. We had space. We did the adventurous thing, and then we returned conservative, put ourselves in a vulnerable position, and shortly we're going to be down by 3 more points.
Piriwipu lines this up 30 metres out, almost just on centre, to make the score 17-6 via the penalty goal, 2 minutes into the second half. Not the start the Australians wanted. There's that camera angle again to show you exactly where that ball's heading. The right boot strikes it. It's heading straight between the uprights. And as a result, they skip away to lead by an 11-point margin again. So Australia on the back foot almost immediately after a settled start for the first 90 seconds, but as Andrew Slack points out so expertly, a simple error in trying to force the ball wide, bringing it back on the inside, and the penalty goes against the Wallabies, and now Quade Cooper sends the ball back towards the 22, but it's taken well by the All Blacks about 26 metres out. So Australia again behind the 8 ball, down 17-6.
And the All Blacks have been very proficient in terms of clearing their half and executing these. Maybe I've spoken a bit early. There we go. There's a force there. It gives Australia a chance to mount some pressure and mount some attack off the back of this line out.
Yeah, look, I'd like to turn it into quantum physics and sound intelligent, but it's a simple game and they're fixable errors. That's the first one of the All Blacks, but Australia has made so many. Point being, they're fixable.
Here's the Australians. Moore goes in and taken well by the number 8. They'll bring it back. Hideki Samo, and straight and hard through centre field they go. The Australians trying to get the ball back. They do. It comes away on the outside to Moore again. Jolted in the tackle there by Nonu. And there's the ball laid back again for Genya. Genya calling Quade Cooper to that side, and Cooper comes back on the inside, sent the ball back away. The Australians with it through the wing three-quarter this time. Digby Ioane. Again, Genya waiting for it. That's exactly 22 metres out. That's the 22-metre line you see on screen now. Back again to Cooper. Cooper away to McCabe. McCabe away on the outside. It went back away to the number 7. He's put down Pocock, but Australia will retain possession inside the 22. Back to Cooper again. Now it comes back. Drop down on the tackle, the number 5. He'll send the ball back the Australian way. There was a hand in that ruck, but the referee fortunately didn't see it. As the ball goes back away through centre field, Anthony Fayenga, he's put down about 23 metres out now from the All Blacks line. Australia in a strong attacking position. Genya again, looks for Cooper. Cooper drifts across. The pass comes on the outside to Elsom. Elsom over the top of him. He's still going to the 22. Nonu got him by one leg. Genya comes blindside. Quade Cooper with him. Genya goes, bounces out of tackles. He's about 12 or 14 metres out. He's getting some assistance from the Australians there. Moore's waiting for the ball to come back now with Hideki Samo standing there together. The Australians on the front foot, down at the moment by 17-6. We've had those phases, about 6 or 7 of them. The Australians again have the ball in the same position. Now Hideki Samo goes blindside. It was a short blind. The Australians should bring it back again. Adam Ashley Cooper stands over the top. The ball came back in again, but the Australians should get it back. Moore lends his support. So's Vickerman. At the base of the ruck, Genya to Quade Cooper. Cooper away on the outside, McCabe back away through centre field. The number 11, he's thrown a loose pass. Quade Cooper's got to go back around the corner. He flipped it to McCabe goes through centre. He's put down just inside the 22. Good recovery by the Australians. Genya again, cut out pass. Pocock back on the outside. Adam Ashley Cooper through one. He threw the ball away. He's lost it. The ball went forward out of his hands. The referee waits for it to come back to the All Blacks at will after sustained pressure, and Dag will put the right boot to it and send it way downfield. Well, Australia just had the pressure. They had the pressure. No fancy tricks. Just take the ball to the ground and keep the pressure going.
Yeah, he knows that, Adam Ashley Cooper. He's generally very solid. Whether or not he felt he had support on the inside, heard a call. Either way, very poor error and another soft one.
it's disappointing to have that error, but what I liked about that Australian was attack. There was some quick ball which allowed Will Genia to get out and ask some questions of that ruck defence. We need to create more of those opportunities in terms of the Australian side, and that's going to be very, very testing for the All Black team.
Good win there by Rocky Elsom. Now a short pass away on the outside. The Australians have it through the skipper. They'll send it back away. Horwell. Again, Genia comes back in centre field. They're put down again, 22 out, so they're almost back where they started when they surrendered possession. As it came to Quade Cooper. Adam Ashley Cooper goes straight through. He's over the top of them. He's only about 8 metres out when he's filled. He'll send the ball back to the Australians again. Oh, no. Wouldn't release the football, he's saying, and the penalty goes to the All Blacks. And the pressure's off them again, and unfortunately the same players involved.
Yes, Adam Ashley Cooper, I'm not sure. It's not time for a bit more subtlety. Maybe Berwick Barnes' inclusion, bringing him on pretty early in the second half. Just give us a few other options. George was right about what we're doing with Will Genia, his pace and acceleration. As I speak, on comes Berwick Barnes. I promise I didn't see him warming up on the sideline, promise.
Oh, you are absolutely Nostradamus, Andrew Slack. Those years and years of rugby union school have got you doing it.
I'd have to say Jedi-like, Ray. The fantastic prediction. But what Australia have got to be focused on is getting the second man into contact and supporting that ball carrier a lot quicker. New Zealand are beating Australia at the moment in that department, and that's allowing us not to play.
I can only imagine that Robbie Deans has a feed of the Channel 9 coverage. The Rugby World Cup on Nine's Wide World of Sports. He's listening to Andrew Slack and predictably said, I better do what Slacky does.
I'd like to take credit, but Pat McCabe has got blood.
Fair enough. Here's the ball coming away on the outside. Cruden with a high kick, straight up, straight down. It'll bring rain. Here's one for Quade Cooper. Lost it at the back, fortuitously. It came to Rocky Elsom. Now he goes, James O'Connor, inside the 40s, dipping beautifully before he's tackled about 30 metres out and 5 in from touch. Genia again, back to Quade Cooper. Come on, Quade. Send the ball back on the inside to the captain. He's put down Horwell. They'll send the ball back to Genia. Quade Cooper again, short pass. Rocky Elsom with it in centre field. He's held by the All Blacks. Australia desperate for some points. They're down at the moment 17-6, 8 into the second half. Again, Genia from the flick pass back on the inside now. Came back again to the Australians, but the referee said there was an accidental obstruction. So as a result, there will be a scrum to pack down. All Blacks loose, All Blacks feed, and we have the All Blacks in front of the Wallabies on Nine's Wide World of Sport by 17 points to 6. The scrum formed, and now we have the ball coming back the way of the All Blacks. Although maybe the Australians have tried to get it there, but the All Blacks will step over the top of the ball, and back it comes to Weepu, who sends it back to Cruden. Almost a charge down from Adam Ashley Cooper, but the ball's going back to Quade Cooper, who took it magnificently despite the attention, then goes across field and threw it to no one. Thankfully, it's been picked up on the half volley, and the ball with Berwick Barnes laid out the back, and now they go to Genia blindside. They go down the touchline now. Oh, their ball's been lost by the Wallabies. That'll be a knock-on. No advantage to the All Blacks. And as a result, a scrum will pack down 5 in from touch, and it will be an All Black feed.
Well, two great attacking opportunities in the last 3 minutes, and ball security's let them down.
They trail by 17 points to 6.
It's really important that Australia just focuses on not making these small errors and be really decisive, because New Zealand at the moment are in an area where they're creating a lot of pressure by the tackle contest.
And you saw there the wing three-quarter put it down, Digby Ioane. Just a lack of attention to detail.
Here's a move. Andy Ellis might be coming on to replace a guy like Piri Weepu, or perhaps Piri Weepu will go to 10 and then Andy Ellis will go to halfback, and that'll increase their passing game. Probably the best halfback in terms of the New Zealand, in terms of service. So that's a pretty good strategic move if they do that. Yeah,
I'd be surprised if it's not Cruden when the replacement is eventually made. I think they'll want Weepu on, apart from his great general play, his goal kicking as well. Cruden just a bit edgy there, that last kick. Maybe they felt they've got a good 50 minutes out of him, and he might soon be for the water bottle.
Australia still down by 17-6. The All Blacks here in front of 65,000 screaming fans. The World Cup semi-final for the right to play France next Sunday at the same venue. Weepu at the base of this scrum that he fed. He's going to go blindside, but he ran into defence almost immediately on the far side. Rocky Elsom was there, but he laid the ball out the back, and the All Blacks will make use of it now. Go through Brad Thorne. He's still 5 metres inside Australian territory, but they'll again lay it at the back, and again they'll cart it forward and make more ground through the number 8 this time. Kieran Reid. Again, the hooker goes for a little dart, Mialamu, for the All Blacks. And we've got Weepu back waiting for the ball, which is just sitting there on one of his teammates. And again, they take the ball forward, and again, they're put down. Oh, there's been a head clash there, and one of the Australians came out of it, Radiki Samo, I think, as they come back on the inside through the number 13. And that's Conrad Smith. Again, Weepu, Radiki Samo still down in back play. We're one down in defence, Australia. Oh, there's a forward pass thrown. There was some telltale signs. That was from Dag, the fullback, is Ray Dag, but there's some telltale signs here for the All Blacks as well. They're sort of, if you know what I mean, coming down to the level of the Australians to a certain extent.
Yeah, the quality hasn't been high in terms of those small errors from either side, and that's why Australia needs to capitalise when they get in that half. They haven't done so, but they're reasonable signs. One of the problems we have now is Radiki Samo is now down with this head clash we saw there on Kieran Reid, I think it was. What we haven't got on this bench is somebody who can cause some impact. I'd have a Scott Higginbotham, but unfortunately the selections have gone one way or the other, and when you're chasing the scoreboard, as Australia are at 17-6, to have a Scott Higginbotham would be great.
It looks like the All Blacks have gone to the second half mode of what they did at Suncorp, to play a tight, grinding game, to take it to the Australians through the forwards and look for when the space is on. They're very happy to close it down. As much as you'll get 10-man rugby from the All Blacks, this is their probably platform to do it.
Well, Radiki Samo's okay. As tough as they come, and shakes off the effects of the head clash. And you saw that on replay. It was rather unfortunate. Kieran Reid led with his head, and so did Radiki, and they came really out of it with Radiki coming off second best. Speaking of hairdos, there's Nonu. How'd you like to be paying the bill for that hairdo every second week?
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
Anyway, the Australians have the ball after a mistake. Radiki Samo went to pick it up there and lost it. He may be concussed. Anyway, it's come back away, and he's going to put the All Blacks into touch. The flag's gone up on the far side of the field, but they've taken the quick throw back to Quade Cooper. Then away on the outside, O'Connor. The right boot to it now from outside the 22. It's a pretty good-looking kick, but Dag's got it well covered inside the 22, the fullback, and just keeps that foot inside. And he's found touch downfield inside the Australian half, about 42 metres out from the Australian line, actually. So the Australians come off second best in that encounter. 17-6, the All Blacks lead. Still a fair way to go. We're only 12 and a half into the second half here. But the game has slowed down noticeably in this 12-minute period. Bickerman again got claret coming from the nose as the ball's won, and Ganya to Quade Cooper. Then out deep it goes to Berrick Barnes. That's come down off. It's picked up by the Australians, who go straight on the attack now. Digby Ioane's beating 1, 2, 3. Got the ball back away. The Australians with it. Well, it was a little bit of luck, but by gee, they needed it. Ganya, he comes up the defence. Nonu puts him down. The Australians come out of the top. They'll win this one at the breakdown. The ball comes away on the outside of Berrick Barnes. Quade Cooper's gone straight through. He got the pass out the back. They go towards the 22, the Australians. Put down in the tackle now. They'll send the ball back away, the Australians. There's no one there at the back. They eventually get there. They threw the ball away. It's picked up by Cooper, who gave the ball back to James O'Connor. Some broken field stuff. He's popped it out the back, and it's been lost. And the All Blacks will come up with it now. And the referee says play on. That's poor play by the Australians again. And now it'll be Cruden kicking downfield outside the 22, and a long chase now for the Australians. They go back. Wesley Cooper gave the ball to Berrick Barnes, and Berrick Barnes from centre field's going to try and send it back towards touch, and does. Well, that's a good kick. That is a good kick at the feet of Israel Dag. It went into touch just short of halfway, and we've got James O'Connor down in back play now with a facial problem by the look of it.
I'd like to think that's the reason why the ball was given away so softly then. He made a great break. We've got to get the ball in the hands of Ioane, O'Connor, and Cooper more often. Yes, he's copped it. He copped it from Sammy Whitelock. That's where the ball's gone.
Sammy's giving him a clip between the eyes. Anyway, it was seen on replay but not live. He fell into the tackle, but it's one of those rules here the International Board need to look at, I think, and adopt. They're talking about adopting, putting players on report from Rugby League. They should adopt that. You've got to protect the head of gifted players at every opportunity, and I thought it was a pretty cheap shot by the big lot. Anyway, the ball is in from the All Blacks and out for the All Blacks. And they'll count the ball forward now. 45 metres out from the Australian line. And here's the chant coming from the parochial New Zealand crowd at Eden Park. 17-6, 15 into the second half. Oh, penalty again. Offside against Australia.
I just think it's Stephen Moore's enthusiasm's got the better of him. He's come from the side, not from the gate.
Well, they've just gone down that path of just grinding it out. They're going to take it to the Australian forwards. They're going to keep it in nice and tight. They'll release it when there's an opportunity, but until then they'll back themselves up front. And if there's poor discipline, which was just shown there by Moore, then they'll take the points.
And that's what Weepu has indicated to the referee, Craig Joubert from South Africa, that he will take the shot at goal. And a kick from this far out will have two effects. If he kicks it, it'll give them that cushion again of 14 points, and it'll psychologically put the Australians on the back foot even further.
Well, it's not great, but it's better than 15 because you're still in the game. There's 20 minutes of chasing that game, 2 converted tries, and it's a thing that the Australian team are very much capable of. It's just they've got to eradicate these small errors when they get in that New Zealand territory. It's simple stuff.
You're watching the Rugby World Cup on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Australia can take heart. There's plenty of time on the clock. We'll just have to wait and see if Weber can knock this over. There's plenty of time to play and back themselves to get themselves over the line and back into this contest.
Long-range penalty, about 46 metres out, and that gives you some sort of indication of what Piri Weepu's looking at. Right boot, strikes it now. It's going to be wide of the mark. It's probably short of the mark as well, and it's forced immediately as the ball comes back with Quade Cooper to take the drop out of the 22-metre mark. So, in effect, no harm done. The crowd, 60,087. 60,087 confirmed now. I don't know where you put the other 5,000 or 6,000. You'd need a shoehorn to get them in, I think. That noise you were talking about last night, what was that group you said you went and saw? And
Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant and the boys. Yes, the noise is happening again.
Well, let me tell you something. If you've got teenage daughters and you go to a Justin Bieber concert, you get more noise because the girls scream. Here's the ball. Back with the All Blacks. Crunching tackle, but they'll have the ball for their own use as they get there now. The change has been made, by the way. Cruden sent the ball back on the inside to Dag. Dag is put down on the tackle with Berrick Barnes over the top, but they laid out the back again. And Mia Lama has the ball now. Well, there's a player offside, I thought, but the referee let him go, Vickerman, as he kicked the ball back away. And now Radiki Samo made a bulldogging type tackle on the All Black player who gets to the 40, and it's going to be a scrum feed. The ball was trapped in there, but they were carrying it forward, and the ball will come back the way of the All Blacks. They lead by 17 points to 6. Ellis is on at halfback. They come blindside as the ball comes across on the outside to Nonu. Nonu steps inside them, but the defence converges. Berrick Barnes got a hand on him, but the ball's laid out the back again. They unload it. Now the ball comes back away. There is a replacement halfback, Andy Ellis, as suggested by the expert team. It's laid out the back there. The ball has been lost, but Ellis dived on it just in front of the Australian Radiki Samo. And so now again, they'll come to the blind side, the All Blacks. They do lead by 17 points to 6. And now, 11-point margin. They work it inside the 22. This is danger for Australia. And again, the ball's laid out the back, and Thorne picks it up this time and takes 2 or 3 steps before he lays it out the back again. The ball is waiting to be sent back away. Ellis is there, just organising others that are standing around. Williams was on in a double change as well, and here it comes for Ellis. Ellis pops it away now. On the outside it comes to Mialamu. Mialamu will lay it out the back to Ellis again. Then it comes back to the big number 18, Williams. He's put down and will send it back again to Ellis. Ellis is looking to come blindside. The ball's there. No, long one back to Dag. Dag from 24 metres out. The worst attempted field goal you've ever seen. It comes back away for the Australians. Quade Cooper dances inside his own 20. Comes outside the 22 now. On the attack, he needs support. He's 25 metres out, the Australian through Genya. Send it back to Berrick Barnes. He's outside the 22, but it's a long raking punt. It's inside the 22. It'll be collared by Dag, who's gone back after that dreadful field goal attempt. He'll kick the ball downfield. Genya goes back for it, takes it. Australia with a quick throw, no.
Oh, they're just getting a bit edgy. I mean, a normal All Black side, they would have tried to really turn the screws, maintain that phase play. They're getting the numbers to the breakdown at pace ahead of Australia. They take the soft option there and poorly executed.
Yeah, I'm surprised Andy Ellis didn't keep that momentum going. Obviously got a call from Israel Dag, and it was a strategy they were setting up, come away with some more points, but they had a bit of momentum there, showing a little bit of tightness, but again, I think they're closing the game down.
20 minutes to go in the game, and Simmons comes on a double change, and Ben McCalman comes on. Radiki Same looks like he's coming from the field after the head clash, and Daniel Vickerman has come from the field for the Wallabies. So a double change, and there have been a number of changes made, most notably Piri Wipu off the halfback for the All Blacks and replaced by Andy Ellis. Here's the ball, short one, back again to Moore. Moore will lose it, but the referee said, OK, Genya. Back away it comes now, the Australians with the ball as Cooper sends the ball back away to Genya. Genya, and the high kick comes from Quade Cooper. It's coming down on about the halfway line. They go high for it. Magnificently taken by Dagg, so the kick is diffused quite easily, and now the All Blacks will go on the attack. Ellis blindside as the ball comes away down the touchline, and it's Luden, I think, on the far side of the field. The standoff we got over there, the fly half, as the ball will come back again to Ellis, although the Australians might have a bit to say about it. They have. They've won it, but then over the top comes Richie McCaw on Genya and drives him back about 10 metres, and the Australians have a bit of work to do now, having won that, and all of a sudden the ball may come back away the All Blacks, and it does. So they get it as Williams goes forward. Good tackle from behind, brought him down. They'll send the ball back away, the All Blacks, outside the 22. They lead by that margin of 17-6 as Cluden puts a little left foot kick in. Quade Cooper goes back, took it magnificently, sent the ball back to James O'Connor, charged down, but the ball came off the hands of one of the All Blacks and came into touch, and it will be a line-out throw to Australia because it was made dead off the hands of an All Black. 7 metres out from their own line, your heart's in your mouth. Australia down by 11. It could well have been another 5 points.
Well, it was a wonderfully balanced kick there by Cruden, but we just took a while to make a decision and clear our half. We're under pressure. We've dodged a bullet there. We need to execute the Australian team and come away with some field position.
Here's Moore. We're at the wrong end of the field. They go high, the Australians. They win it as it comes back away. Pocock takes the ball outside the 5, but he's driven back by some savage defence from the All Blacks. The Australians will get the ball. They send it a long way back now. Quade Cooper from deep inside the in-goal area. Well, that's a pretty good touch finder, all things considered. He was a long ways, almost at the dead ball line, and finds touch now just inside the 22-metre line. 17-6, the All Blacks over the Wallabies. And as I said, we're inside the final 20 minutes of the game now, so the Wallabies really, really have to put the foot down.
We just saw Rob Horn warming up on the sideline. We need some impact from the bench, and he's coming on as we speak. Looks like Adam Ashley Cooper is Anthony Fainga coming off from outside centre. So Horn, who's had a very limited part of this tournament, limited rugby all year, in fact. He's had a broken cheekbone, a fractured cheekbone from a couple of weeks ago. Played well in the little time he had. He's a man who can change the course of a game.
Well, let's hope he changes the course in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Australia get back maybe to 17-13, and all of a sudden the All Blacks get very, very nervous.
Well, it's very important that Australia scores next. It's stating the obvious, but that'll give them a chance to get back into the game and obviously give them some confidence and close it out and create a bit of pressure and create some nerves within this New Zealand team.
Well, showing confidence. Rob Simmons came on, the young Queensland lock. First line out on our own 22 or 10 metres out, in fact, from the Australian try line. They threw to Simmons, made a good take, and we're immediately out of that danger area. On the 22, New Zealand ball, need to counter this.
Anyway, the new look line out there as the Australians go, and it's been plucked down, knocked on. There's about 3 knock-ons there, but the referee allows play to continue. Well, he hasn't ruled anyone knocked on. He said it came off the boot. I saw him lift his feet. Funny place to have your boot, the end of your arm. Here's the ball now with the All Blacks about 5 or 6 metres out from the Australian goal line, and they're pushing towards that Australian line. Are they bound for a World Cup appointment with France? If they score a try here, one would imagine that may be the case. The All Blacks, the Australians, but the All Blacks have possession. They pick it up and go forward again. Ellis is barking instructions as they pick it up and go again through the captain McCaw. He's met by the defence, but he's only 5 metres out. They go again, and again the ball is being laid out the back. The Australians see a penalty against the All Blacks, so relief again for the Australian supporters across Australia on Channel 9's Wide World of Sports because it's a penalty 5 metres out from their own line. Quade Cooper comes in to put the ball hopefully deep downfield.
Yeah, went one too far. I think Ali Williams there may have been pinged for touching the ball on the deck. He's known for his lack of discipline. They should have again remained patient. It was good play by Simmons there, and as you picked up, Ray, looked to me to be a knock-on from both sides, and Australia a bit unlucky to be in that position. They've got out of the way as Andrew Hoare is about to come on for Kevin Mialamu.
I know it's hard when there's ricochets and the like, but the ball was certainly touched by at least one pair of hands and then another pair of hands. So you've got two cracks at it there, either an Australian knock-on or a All Black knock-on.
Big changes. Andrew Hoy's very experienced. For another experienced man, had a whale of a game in terms of Kevin Mialamu. Really important Australia clears from this part of the field with some positive execution.
Genya, Quade Cooper, then away on the outside. They did clear as it comes back to the number 19, McCalman. He's put down in centre field, one of the replacements. Genya again, dashes, sends it back on the inside. It's like Rocky Elson with it. He's put down on the tackle. Midway between his own 22 and halfway. Genya, long pass, Quade Cooper. He's going to kick the ball now. He reefs it downfield. Dag just got disoriented for a moment, but he turns around and takes it, and he'll get to the 22. He was almost out. Now Quade Cooper will take it. They'll take the quick throw. It comes back to James O'Connor. O'Connor's going to put up the big one. It's going to be chased by O'Connor and Quade Cooper, and attacked by the number 13, who took it absolutely magnificently. Then the ball back went away to the wing three-quarter, and Corey Jane put up a high one himself, but then magnificently taken by the Australians through Digby Ioane. Beautiful skills by two of the players, one from Australia, one from the All Blacks. Genya again looks for an inside pass, but he's taken to the tackle and driven back. The front rower came in over the top there, Owen Franks, but that was knocked on. No, knocked on by the All Blacks. Lucks a fortune as the Australians bent down to pick it up. There was an All Black hand there that propelled the ball forward, constituting a knock-on, cancelling out the Australian knock-on.
Yeah, got away with one there. If there's one area where New Zealand have definitely dominated tonight, it's been in the air. The catching of Corey Jane and Israel Dag. But there, that Digby Ioane getting up has given Australia a chance. They're still in this. They need to score probably in the next 5 minutes, and then the pressure's on.
Here come the cavalry now, and there's a man that can turn the fortunes. All will be forgiven for last week and this week with a touch of Quade Cooper brilliance that can score a try, convert it, get Australia back in the game at 17-13 with a chance of claiming an unlikely victory.
Well, that brilliance, Ray, will be on the back of some really good front football by the Australian team and the Australian pack. That'll create some time and some space and some great decision-making from both Will Genia and also from Quade Cooper. That's so important for us in these last 15 minutes.
Pelota now is on for Stephen Moore. Pelota now comes on.
Crouch.
And the scrum will pack down with a new hooker.
Engage.
Genya back his way. Waiting for the ball to come out. A big push from the All Blacks, and they'll get a penalty in any case. And there's a stink. There's a piece of headgear came flying off there. I think Rocky Elson may have been the person discarding the headgear. Not his, someone else's. Or in fact, Pocock it was. But the penalty's already gone in any case, and the referee issues a little general caution to both packs of forwards about behaving themselves.
Well, it's set piece time. They've looked to be the dominant scrum here. The ball was at the back, and it probably needed to be cleared straight away. It had to be decisive. It allowed them to get the second shove and create that pressure, and that is always going to be something that the referee's going to look at.
I think when you're down by 17-6 and you've got a scrum feed, your side are halfway, there's a very important thing to do. Win the scrum at all costs. Don't trap it. Don't do anything fancy. Get the ball in. Get it out. A replay there causing some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Pocock saying, "Who, me?" And now a change in kicker because Piri Wupu has been replaced, as you know, by Andy Ellis. So Aaron Cruden, from 48 metres out, can become a hero with one kick of a football in New Zealand. 48 metres out. Midway between the centre of the field and the touchline. The crowd at that end will tell us whether it's any good. The right boot strikes it. It's pushed away again, and it would have had the distance but not the direction, and so the ball will be called back by Quade Cooper for yet another 22 dropout. 17-6, and time is now the enemy for Australia as well as the All Blacks. We have 11 and a half minutes to go, and they are down by that 11-point margin as the ball goes high, knocked back by Australia. Came straight back to their skipper, James Hall. From this set piece, they'll send the ball back away. The number 17, James Slipper, rushes in. And now the ball comes away on the outside. Pocock's put down, flung to the ground, but Australia should control it. Genya will go blindside now. Through centre field they come again. The tackles are effective, this time from the replacement half, Andy Ellis. But the Australians get there in numbers to make sure possession is retained. Oh, no, it's not. Oh dear.
That was a fantastic tackle there by Andy Ellis. Just kept the winger up, and that allowed them to get in there and force the turnover. Australia needs to be better at the breakdown.
Repeating, the All Blacks lead Australia 17 points to 6. As we return live, of course, on Channel 9's Wide World of Sports, I thought for one moment we were holding play up because Andy Ellis couldn't undo his bootlace, but he's actually got blood, claret coming from a nose. And he's been replaced, and he's replaced by the man he replaced. Piri Wupu comes back out, so he's missing a boot. And he's got plenty of claret coming from a nose wound, and that was after he made the tackle on Digby Ioane on the far side of the field, which led,
A blood substitution. It's in the law book.
of course, to the scrum feed.
Time is on.
It will be an all-black feed as Piri Wupu comes back. This is about 30 metres out and just inside the 15-metre line on that far side of the field.
Crouch.
Just at the top of the screen you could see the touch line, and now you get a better perspective of it. Wupu, blindside, Corey over the top, the ball's going towards touch. They hair through after it, but it beats them into touch. Fortuitously for Australia as Corey Jane had kicked it over the top. And this line-out will be an Australian throw as Pelota now takes over from Moore at hooker. And Australia will need to control this line-out and get the ball back to Quade Cooper or Berrick Barnes to boot the trot at it downfield. Inside the final 10, Genya, they're going to run it now as it comes away on the outside. Rocky Olsen half through the tackle, felled by a good tackle. And now the ball will come back with Australia or Cooper. Got his right boot to it, but it's not going to find touch. He had to reach forward to take it. It's taken by the wing three-quarter now. Kahui, he sent the ball to Dag. Dag on the outside of Jane. Now O'Connor came off the wing to make a very important tackle in centre field, but they're short on numbers over on that left-hand side in defence, but the All Blacks come the other side in any case. As the ball comes to Thorne, he landed over the top of three of them, got the ball back to Nono, who knocked it on, and then it's retained by the All Blacks, so the referee will call it back for that knock-on from Thorne to Nonu, and it will be an Australian scrum feed here. Outside their 22 and getting horribly close to the 40-metre line. Thorne is very, very awkward to tackle. They slipped off him badly there.
A quick ball from the All Blacks on the width of the pass has had Australia under pressure all game, but you know they've shown last week against South Africa they may not be at their best, but gee, they've got some ticker, this Australian side. Gave one try away early, none away last week. They're still in the game.
Still in the game with 10 minutes to play, but they need to get down the other end of the field. It's so important they can clear from this scrum, a really important set piece.
As I said, if within 5 minutes we can get within 4 points of them, that won't be happening now. The Australian scrum couldn't cope with the might of the All Blacks, and the penalty goes against the Australians, very much within kicking range for the All Blacks, about 30 metres out, and that's exactly what they're going to do through Wupu, who's come back on to replace the man that replaced him, Andy Ellis, and possibly could seal a position in the final against France with this kick to make it 20 points to 6.
Yeah, you just saw Australian tight head Ben Alexander come up here and the penalty to the All Blacks. The Australian scrum has been much talked about, much maligned over the years. Basically this year it hasn't been too bad. There's just been one or two occasions where it's failed. Unfortunately tonight, the last two at this vital time of the game, it's failed.
Rugby's all about contest, and the set piece you can never shirk, and the All Blacks have obviously targeted and fancied themselves against Australia, and tonight they've definitely been the dominant team at scrum time, and they're going to get some points for that exertion of pressure.
So this will make it 20 points to 6. Wupu, 30 metres out, about 15 in from touch. And this will seal the game for them, one would imagine. Right boot strikes it, heads towards the uprights. They're into the final, you'd think. 20 points to 6. The All Blacks over the Wallabies. And the delighted crowd of over 60,000, the vast majority, of course, being New Zealanders, show that delight as the Australians bring the ball back to the centre of the halfway, down by that 14-point margin, 20 points to 6. Not unassailable, but by gee, it's tough. Now, Nonu has come from the field and Sonny Bill Williams comes on.
Australia should look for the short kick here, I'd imagine, to try and get their hands on the ball and put some pressure on this All Black team, give themselves a chance to score.
The ball just goes the required distance and play on as it comes back to Genya, who lost it sideways, but then it's been knocked on by the All Blacks, and so... Oh no, he's found a knock on by Australia, the referee. I thought for a moment he'd indicated that Genya had lost it sideways, not forward, but he's found a knock on, so it will be an All Black scrum feed just short of halfway, and they do lead by 20 points to 6.
Well, I think Romain Poit, the touch judge or assistant referee, found that knock on because Genya did knock it on, in fairness, and the referee, Craig Joubert, called knockback, but he then got the call from his touch judge, which was the correct one.
Stay in the contest, please. Stay in the contest.
So here is a scrum packing down with Weepu again to work the scrum, having been replaced, and then came back on when his replacement Ellis went to the blood bin. And they'll win this scrum. The Australian scrum again has collapsed on the far side.
Excuse me.
And we'll see the scrum repacked. I thought it would be a very ordinary place to be if Australia won, but I'm thinking it's going to be a more ordinary place to be tonight if the All Blacks win. I'm going straight back to the hotel.
Well, look, in honesty, they've been the better side. That doesn't always get you the win, but they've also had a bit of luck. The timing there now, Piri Wepu coming off, he came on for blood bin, kicked the vital goal that put them 2 converted tries ahead. So they're the sort of breaks you need, as well as proving yourself in the battle.
Oh, they've been infinitely the better side. I mean, the 14-point margin doesn't do them justice, really, for the dominance they've had over the Australians. 20 points to 6 with about 6.5 to go.
They've controlled the game and exerted pressure and absorbed pressure when they've needed to. That's what it's all about when you play semi-finals in a World Cup. And they're just doing this here, shutting it down, putting the ball in play for Australia to say, you feel good enough, you're going to have to go 80 metres to score against us.
So Quade Cooper throws a long pass, which is taken on the bounce. The Australians come down the touchline before the tackle is effected. So Adam Ashley Cooper's back out there at the moment. But at the breakdown, the All Blacks all over the top of the Australians. And as a result, the ball goes into touch off an All Black hand. And so it will be a throw to the Australians. Pocock remonstrating with the referee and the assistant referee, a.k.a. the touch judge, about the fact that he wouldn't be given the ball. But they are leading by 20 points to 6, and they get up to the 5-minute mark in about 30 seconds. Now the Australians get it. Genya sends it wide. Quade Cooper juggled it. To a certain extent, he's redeemed himself in the second half, but it's hard to imagine you get a worse start than kicking the ball out in the full from the start of the 80 minutes, and that's what happened here. Genya again sends the ball to Berrick Barnes. Barnes is going to kick the ball downfield now. Dag is going to go back. He's had an absolutely cracker of a game. From inside the 22, he does exactly what he's done. Sends it downfield. This time he doesn't find touch. Genya to Quade Cooper. Quade Cooper sends the ball back away again. And they're going to bring the ball through centre field through the wing three-quarter, who's eventually put down Digby Ioane. And it will come back Genya's way again. The All Blacks lead by 20 points to 6. We're inside the final 5 now. And it's put down, and the Australians have possession through their captain Hall. Again, it comes to Quade Cooper. Cooper away on the outside to Berrick Barnes. I've got numbers here. Berrick Barnes on the wrap around to Quade Cooper. He's got them mesmerised. Comes to Dag, and Dag comes up with a great tackle. Quade Cooper, penalty to Australia. Penalty to Australia. Goals are no good.
No.
And he's calling Sonny Bill Williams out. He's in the bin for 10. For a shoulder charge. He must have thought he was still playing for the Bulldogs back at Belmore.
Well, look, it's a time. Yeah, there we go, the shoulder charge. You've got to use your arms and complete the tackle, and not enough time to really fully expose that 10 minutes in the sin bin, but good to see those touches from Quade. Australia needs to attack and keep the ball in hand. They shouldn't be kicking any more possession away. It's now or never, so to speak.
It was a flashback for Sonny Bill Williams from his rugby league days, where that's still allowed, but not in rugby union. You must make some attempt to get the hands on the man in possession of the ball. Pelota now to feed the line out, 5 metres out. We desperately need the ball, and it's taken by Australia. 20 points to 6 the score. Australia at that 5-metre mark now, waiting for the ball to come back. Genya's barking instructions as the ball is picked up again by Pocock, who carries the defender with him 2 or 3 metres and gets within a couple of metres of the goal line now. The Australians go again, and again they bring it back. Genya's waiting there. Pelota now's loitering on the blind side, but the ball goes back the other way to Rocky Olsen, who's manhandled by the defence. But the ball is there for Australia if they want it. It'll come back their way again. Genya waits. He goes the blind side again. Genya turns it back on the inside. The Australians probing. Ben McCalman walked down on the tackle. 2 metres short of the line for Australia again. Down by a 14-point margin with 3 to go. Time running out. Genya. He'll come blindside. Genya got the ball back away, but the tackle affected quickly on James Slipper, the big front rower. Genya waits for the ball to come back again, and there it is again for Australia. They need to give it some width to the far side, perhaps. Genya waits. The ball's still there. The All Blacks tilling and throwing, but the Australians have control of it now, and they'll bring the ball back in, and they do. And the ball we laid back for the Australians again within the 5 metres of that goal line. But as I say, time is on the side after 7 phases of the All Blacks.
Must chance their arm and move it. This is suiting the All Blacks.
Exactly. They go blindside, but again the All Black defence is resolute. The ball waits there. They pick it up, and again the Australians go. Now the ball will come back to Genya. They need to get it away. Genya's there. He's tripped over. Penalty.
Leave him 7.
And so Genya will take the tap as quickly as he possibly can to get the Australians on the attack, because there is only 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. They take the tap now. It comes back to Rob Simmons. He's dropped down millimetres short of the goal line. Genya again. They need to spin it. Now it comes to Quade Cooper. Berwick Barnes out the back. Adam Ashley Cooper fell over. Base over Apex. The ball's laid out the back again for the Australians. The All Blacks converge and they come over the top in numbers. A little bit of a stink in back play as well, as the ball's picked up by the All Blacks, and they'll cart the ball away from their own goal line through the standoff, fly half Aaron Cruden, but that a penalty, and that's the ball game. Well, this is the 79th test at this venue for this team. They've now won 67 of them, but there won't be too many more famous than this one, as they have an appointment next week in a World Cup final against a side that they should beat comprehensively in France.
Yes, the same 2 teams that in the first World Cup in 1987, the All Blacks and France. Richie McCaw, great cheer from the crowd. They love him in New Zealand. Why wouldn't you? A great player, a good man. The All Blacks have won the battle of the physical contest. The scoreboard reflects it.
He's led from the front on 1.5 feet, so to speak, with his... Everyone spoke about his stress fracture, but he just led from the front and really was inspirational. They've done the basics well and controlled this match right from the get-go.
They are worthy winners into the final against France here next Sunday night at Eden Park. It'll be on the Wide World of Sports on Channel 9. Here's Australia trying to get a turnover, and they do get possession. We have 15 seconds to go. And Australia will have possession for that last 15 seconds. But the All Blacks have an unassailable lead of 20 points to 6. And the crowd of just over 60,000 give vent to their emotions. They thought it was inconceivable that their side could be beaten, and almost certainly they've shown that it was. The 14-point margin flatters the Wallabies in more ways than one, but as Andrew Slack pointed out, they've been tenacious again tonight as they were last week. In any case,
Crouch.
Here's the scrum. The referee wants the scrum repacked.
Just step up closer, please.
Quade Cooper pensively looks at the goalposts and ponders what might have been.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Into the scrum, Genya, but it collapses. The referee calls it up again. Still an Australian feed. 40 metres out from the All Blacks line. This is extending the agony for the Australians and the ecstasy for the New Zealanders, because the game is over. This is all academic.
Pause.
Until the ball goes out of play. Penalty to Australia. They take the tap. Genya away to Pocock. Then on the outside to Quade Cooper. The ball back away to O'Connor. O'Connor beats them. Got the pass away on the outside. Ioane, he's going to put the ball down and lay it back for the Australians. They're trying to kick it into touch and they kick it downfield, the All Blacks. They chase after it now. Quade Cooper rushing back. He'll take the ball and probably carry it into touch as he has to, or concede possession. And New Zealand score a famous victory over the Wallabies by 20 points to 6 and advance to the final of their home World Cup to meet France at Eden Park next Sunday night. Congratulations to them. Australia flattered by the score, 20 points to 6. From the time that Quade Cooper put the ball into touch on the full from the kickoff, Australia was on the back foot, and that continued to be the case for much of the next 80 minutes. They battled valiantly, but the All Blacks at home, in fact the All Blacks at Eden Park are almost impossible to beat, and that was the case again on this Sunday night in Auckland.